name is Sarah Jackal, and for this critical thinking project, I will be talking about the high turnover rates of employees in the hospitality industry. Before I begin my critical thinking project, I want to explain what makes me a reputable source in this industry. I am currently studying at the University of South Florida with a major in hospitality management and a minor in business administration. I have over 5 years of hands-on experience in the hospitality industry. And while we are talking about turnover rates, I have stayed a minimum of 2 years at every place I have been employed, meaning that I have beaten the odds of high turnover rates. Of those 5 years, all my positions have had leadership role. In 2 of those years, I was in a hands-on management position. My career goals are to work in catering and sales for a hotel or event company, and my long-term goal is to own my own small restaurant and cafe. Today, I would like to talk about high turnover rates that we see in this industry. It is among the highest turnover rates in all industries, and it has resulted in a constant cycle of hiring, training, and spending new money on new problems. On the next slide, we'll begin to discuss why this is an issue. When I began to look at why turnover rates are so high in this industry, I had to look at how this industry differs from other industries. For one, many people that work in this industry do not actually want a career in the industry, but are just using it as a means to make money for the time being, maybe while they're in school or have another full-time job. Since many of these employees do not really care about the industry as their career move, they're not as invested in the companies, and they're quick to come and go from one job to the next. They are more inclined to continuously pick jobs with higher wages instead of staying at one place and continuing to advance in that one company. The hospitality industry offers quick employment to high schoolers, college students, or adults that just need a little extra money here and there, since there are little skills or an education background needed for most positions in the hospitality industry. There is little of job training needed, or certifications. There is also always high demand for workers in this industry. Almost every restaurant is always hiring because of this high turnover rate and the growing sales of restaurants across America, creating a continuous cycle and problem. I chose to look at 3 different reputable sources from the hospitality industry to delve further into this issue and look at the root cause. So, from the National Restaurant Association, they state that the high turnover rate has reached 70% for the second year in a row, and it is continuing to rise. They attribute these high rates to the fact that this industry is the highest employer of teenagers and college students who get a higher education and then decide to move on to different jobs that require different skills that they went and they got their degrees for. Next, I looked at the hotel marketing strategies. They concluded that the reason for high turnover rate was due to the contagion effect, meaning that the attitudes of one sour employee is going to ruin the culture of the rest of the staff. Once one staff member decides to leave, many are going to typically follow behind because they see that they can go out and get a better opportunity elsewhere. Lastly, I looked at National Restaurant News, which reported that workers are increasingly confident in our labor markets and are quick to jump to new opportunities and higher paying positions. While this can be a good thing for the overall scheme of the labor market, it's not great for the hospitality industry, which is consistently left high and dry. Some of the things that have been done to try and lower the turnover rate include bonuses and employee lock-ins to new employees that guarantee a certain amount of money after they have worked there for a certain amount of time. Say after 60 days you get $80. Companies try and promote from internally fast to give employees hopes of growing so they stay with the company because they see new opportunity. Pay raises after certain amounts of time can also be an incentive for employees to stay employed at the same place longer. Companies can also cross-train employees to give them more responsibility and experience, hoping to retain employees. But I really believe that all of these are just quick fixes for people to stay a little bit longer, probably just for the money, but not because they actually want to. I do not believe that any of these solutions will lead to long-term positive results. I believe there needs to be a systematic change that pays hospitality workers competitive wages compared to other industries where all these workers end up going to. I do not think I have any bias. I do not believe that the hope of little portions of money here and there is enough to make a substantial change on a high turnover rate as high as 70%. I am a firm believer that this turnover rate is not going to change overnight. I realize that the fast-paced environment that the hospitality industry entails, and how the easiest help to employ are people that are not motivated to stay in the industry for life. I believe that we need systematic change on the idea of what the hospitality industry is and what it can offer, which starts by proving that it has more potential and room for growth than many currently see. People need to see that it is more than just a means for a paycheck. Corporations need to promote from within into the corporate ladder, which would attract more employees at the lower levels since they would be able to work their way up into high-paying corporate positions. I believe that management needs to be paid a fair wage. There are so many lower-level employees like servers that are right now making triple what their managers are paying. And they're not going to want to be promoted because they know that if they take a higher level job, they're going to be paid so much less than what they're making at a tipped rate. We need fair wage plans throughout that mimic the amount of responsibility attached to the job description. This leads me to where I see the future of the industry and how I want to change it. This is an issue that I'm clearly passionate about, and one of the reasons that I got into the industry myself. As a hospitality industry professional, I want to see a shift in motivation among the employees. I want corporations to primarily hire from the individuals working in lower levels to promote growth and internal hiring. This is going to promote the incentive to work in the industry, improve the infinite potential. I want corporations to pay for the educations of those employees in which they would like to see move up the ladder if there is an education minimum required. I also believe that corporations of contracts could be useful in providing corporations with a fall-through for the employees that they have interest in, they want to spend the money on, but they're scared that they're going to leave. Contract would ensure that they both stick together on their agreement. This is going to provide the industry with more security and a higher level of appreciation from the staff.